So here represented by Council Member Council Abdullah Kuli, Lead Consultant Mrs. Ami Bensouda and your team, esteemed members of the Gambia Bar Association, good morning. Today marks the beginning of the inaugural training of legal practitioners as part of the continuing legal education program of the General Legal Council. I stand to be corrected, but I believe this is the first training offered by the General Legal Council to the legal practitioners. The aim is to roll out a structured CLE program, modalities of which are currently being worked on. And aim to have same up and running as soon as the process is complete. In any case, hopefully by the end of the year. The Legal Practitioners Act 2024, Section 23, as the Acting Secretary has just alluded to, mandates the GLC to conduct CLE for legal practitioners for license renewal, failure of which could lead to disciplinary action or suspension. The Council can be assured of the full cooperation of the Bar in this endeavor. CLE is vital in ensuring that we, legal practitioners, remain updated, competent, ethical, and effective in serving our clients in today's dynamic legal landscape. It helps us meet regulatory requirements, as I said, strengthens our professional credibility, and enhances our career growth. In our noble profession, competence is a core ethical duty, and CLE therefore reinforces our ability to provide sound, up-to-date representation to our clients, enhancing trust in the legal advice we give and maintaining trust in the justice system overall. We as legal practitioners stand to gain numerous benefits from continuing legal education. And these include enhanced and deeper knowledge in many areas of the law. In our profession, where laws, precedents, and technologies are constantly evolving, particularly in emerging areas, such as data privacy and others. These demand new skills to be acquired by the legal practitioner. And this in turn will encourage and improve specialization, making us more competitive and surely guarantee the advancement of our legal careers. We must therefore embrace this program. It is a fact that new statutes and rules of courts, like the ones we are to consider in this training, reshape practice areas. The purpose of the training is to familiarize ourselves with the practical application of these new rules of the High Court, which are set to come into effect, I believe, in October this year, to ensure that we interpret and properly apply them in our everyday practice of law. This is why it's both fitting and timely that the CLE program begins with this training on the rules of the High Court. As legal practitioners, we have a professional obligation to remain knowledgeable in the law and practice of it. And CLE equips and assists us fulfill this duty. GBA is committed to support the work of the GLC. And my Lord, our big numbers here today is a testament to this commitment to the program. For those who did not get the opportunity to join us today, there will be another second training, we are assured, in which they can take part. I will take this opportunity to inform Council that Gambia Bar Association has constituted its complaints committee, and this committee will soon begin work to handle complaints arising between legal practitioners, if any, and and legal practitioners and their clients, so that only the very serious complaints will go to the council. We recognize the need to police ourselves, and that is why we are committed to ensuring that this committee works and works well. And already a lot of issues which would arise between lawyers and clients are coming to the Bar Association and are being addressed to save the time of the council. I encourage colleagues to engage today and tomorrow and make the most of the opportunity to familiarize ourselves with and better understand the practical application of these rules. They are vital tools of our trade. We want to show our appreciation to the consultants, Mrs. Ami Bensouda and her team, for the commendable work done on these rules. And finally, let me assure Council, my Lord, of the unwavering cooperation and commitment of the Bar in the discharge of its functions. I wish us all very successful training. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And I have the pleasure to invite the Honorable Chief Justice and Chairman of the General Legal Council. My Lord, you can be seated. We will move. Yes. I have the pleasure to invite the Honorable Chief Justice and Chairman of the General Legal Council to deliver his statement.
Good morning, members of the General Legal Council, honorable judges, president and members of the bar, our lead consultant on this subject. Good morning to you all, and I'd like to welcome you to this training program on behalf of the General Legal Council. I'm so glad to see so many legal practitioners here. It's kind of unprecedented to be able to get so many of you together. And I'm pleased that there will be a second cohort undergoing this program. It's a very important occasion. As you know, we're trying to make sure that all those who are involved in implementing the new rules or the new draft rules of the High Court are familiar with them. We've had a program of training for the judges. Now we've moved on to the legal practitioners. The third training program will focus on the registry staff, but they're also very critical to the implementation of the rules. So it's very important for us to prepare ourselves to implement the rules, to make sure that when the rules are adopted later in the year by the Rules Committee, that they are implemented with as few hiccups as possible, that the wheels of justice in the High Court particularly will continue to turn very efficiently and not be interrupted by any lack of familiarity with the new rules. That's why we thought we should organize this training session. And I implore you to take advantage of the expertise of our lead consultant and her team and the other members of the team to take advantage of that, familiarize themselves with the rules and prepare to implement them. They're critical to the overall system of justice. They're critical to the legal practitioners because, as was said, they are the tools of your trade, the tools of our trade. They are the rules that keep the system going, and we need to make sure that we are familiar with them. It's our duty, it's our responsibility to do so. We hope later in the year, we plan for later in the year to have the Rules Committee adopt them and for the rules to come into force before the end of the year as well. So brace yourselves for the new system. Prepare yourselves for the new system. It's important we have this new system. The rules we have in place now are very old and antiquated and unsuitable for much of the work that we need to do. And we thank the lead consultant for having given us revised rules we provide for more expeditious disposal of matters in the High Court. We thank her very much for that. This initiative is important in other aspects as well, looking at the wider issue of continuing legal education. The GLC, as you are aware, has a mandate to institute, to implement legal education programs for members of the bar. And for that reason, we have set up a training and education committee of the council, which is delivering this first program. Legal practitioners, judges, we all need to keep abreast of developments, improve our knowledge of the law, our skills, our legal and judicial skills, etc. And having a continuing legal education program is one way of helping us to do that. So we welcome very much again, and I'm sure you welcome this initiative by the Council to kickstart a continuous legal education program focusing on the rules. And we look forward to continuing it. Each time we have a major review of a particular sector of the law, I think we need to do this kind of training to ensure that lawyers are well prepared for its implementation. I think the next candidate, for instance, we have in mind is the criminal offences legislation and criminal procedure. Those are substantive revisions of the law, and we need to organize some further training in that area for members of the bar. Then we need to look at new areas of the law as well. The law is growing, it's dealing with new and challenging problems, and we need to equip ourselves also to handle them. Not just to equip ourselves, but in the medium term, perhaps continuing legal education will need to become compulsory. It will need to become compulsory for all members of the bar, and it will go towards, for instance, issues of your registration, annual registration. You need to undergo a certain amount of courses in the year in order to be eligible for registration in the year, and this is all meant to improve quality of practice at the bar. So there's a lot coming down the pipeline in the area of continuing legal education for lawyers. I'd like to thank very much the organizing committee of the council for having kick-started this process, and to wish you well, wish you a successful training session, successful implementation of the rules when they come into force. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Lord, Chief Honorable Chief Justice. Having listened to the remark of my Lord, this will bring us to the end of the opening ceremony. I will now take a 10-minute recess to allow the consultant to set up the training. So you have 10 minutes. Thank you so much. First can we allow the high table to leave before we can take the recess. And please rise if you can to allow the high table.
I don't have legs. Just say thank you.
When you communicate,
Take me with you.